Okay, I thought I saw it.
Hello, my lovelies. Welcome to Miss Lillian's page. I am Crysta, furniture artist out of Barry, Texas. Thank you. Thank you. I got it right. Um, with me is my girl, Sue. And so if you guys could do me a favor before I hand it over to her for a second. If y'all like seeing us do the videos together, let us know. If you prefer us doing them apart, let us know. We're trying to figure out what format you guys like best because we're here for you and we enjoy each other's time and company. So tell me who you are and then I'll tell them what we're doing.
Hi guys, I'm Sue and I'm from Barry, Texas also. And today you are on the Miss Lillian's No Wax Chalk Paint page. I can see you, Crysta. I can see you. Carry on. It's your show.
Carry on my wayward son. Sorry. So in the name of this was I'm a mess and Sue's coming up roses. So we are going to talk. We are going to talk all things prep today. I have 3 pieces here that I am going to be using my first step prep on, and that's why I look like this. Usually I try to get all cute for you guys, but I am cleaning. And so I'm just not going to be fake about it. This is what it looks like when Crysta cleans furniture. This is it. When I sand, this is what I look like. And I've got on my Bella Reeves shirt. It's my inmate from my inmate shirt. So you're going to see inmate. That is the psych ward in Suicide Squad. So it's that kind of day. We've got our 5 puppies walking around. Because no one knows that I'm working.
Okay, and I'm working on the jewelry boxes that we took to the Waco convention and painted in front of classes back on May 5th, 6th, and 7th, whatever the dates were.
And the thing is that we started on these jewelry boxes and we wanted to have the jewelry boxes done. But then we started work. We found those molds that had the mushrooms and stuff. And then we went a completely different direction and did the mushroom, the fairy cabinet. And so now we are shifting gears and getting stuff back. So Delana is on. She says, hey, beautiful ladies.
Hey, Delana.
Hey, Delana. So I'm going to talk about my prep kit, which is now Sue's prep kit because she's taking over my studio. And she'll yell at me and go, well, you don't have that in there.
Ooh, harsh. Harsh.
Well, you are harsh.
Oh, my.
Okay, one, always your paper towels. I have a plethora of different cleaning cloths. And even got some I haven't even taken out yet. You know, I just pick them up at the dollar store. Dollar Tree, Dollar General, Family Dollar. You know, anywhere I can pick up the no lint rags, I pick them up. I've got a whole bunch of different sponges. Again, Dollar Tree, Dollar General, whatever.
I cheat and I buy a box of rags for $10 to $15 at Walmart.
But I'm even cheaper, and so I can wash these and reuse them. Remember?
That's so much work.
Well, you might say it's too much work, but I am a baller on a budget. Okay, I can't go out and afford, you know, boxes of rags, you know, like she does. So I have my washable, reusable rags and sponges. Lots and lots and lots of sponges, okay? Got some that's got scrubbies and then the, you know, whole 9 yards. Also, for hardware, I have these are wire scrub brushes, and these are for different uses. So these I basically use either on flaking paint, just to get off a little area, and especially my hardware, and of course, toothbrush. And I did have a battery, you know, toothbrush that I used, but it died, and I haven't gotten another one, so scrubby. Also, you have your sanding pads, your green pads, and I've got a red pad. And so these are good too if I'm going over raw wood and there's something on it and it's just not coming up. You never want to use your metal bristle brushes like this because you're going to scrape into your paint. And what's going to happen is then you're going to have to sand. And we try to avoid that because it's 111 degrees. So we don't want to sand. So you use your scrubby pads. Oh, more of cloths. And so that is what is in my basic kit. Now, oh, and I also have one of these feather dusters, you know, just because a lot of times these 3 pieces, this one a friend of ours gave to us Friday. We went to Dallas to go get the puppies, and a friend of ours, we met her, and she gave us this piece. And the other 2 pieces, a friend of mine is moving to Tennessee. Sue moved here. They're moving to Tennessee. What, like 1 county apart?
Yeah.
Yeah. And so we were pulling stuff out of their barns that has been sitting for 20, 30, 40 years and covered in cobwebs. And so I like to use one of my little feather dusters thingies because I can really get into, let me see, pull this thing over just a little bit so you guys can see. See this? I can use my feather duster to really get in the cracks and crevices like this and get that dust and stuff off, get the heavy dust off. So I'm not asking my first step prep to do work that it really doesn't need to do. So real quick, let me get to, before I start going into the workings of first step prep. Anne says, hey, pretty ladies.
Hello, Anne.
Renee says, I'm here watching. Delana says, I like the rag idea, Sue.
It's just easier for me, but they're nice.
2 chatty chicks, Renee says, company is here. We will be here watching. Renee says that she will catch up when they leave. Okay, that's no problem. Marilyn Bean is on. Hey, Marilyn. So also, I'm going to give you guys a tip for me. And as many of you that know that follow me, I have some medical issues. And a lot of times my hands, there's days I'm great and there's some days that I'm not. And so I have learned ways to keep doing what I love doing, but I adapt. And so I'm going to get ready to show you guys a trick that I do with my first step prep. And that is, this is a Mr. bottle. This is a Mr. bottle that I have taken. When you order First Step Prep, it comes in a bottle. This is a bottle of First Step Prep from Miss Lillian's. And it is fine if your hands are good to that. For me, after a few minutes, it hurts my hands. So what I do is, you see it separated, okay? Because you got to, I put this in a Mr. bottle. I mentioned this on a couple other videos, because it's easier for me to grab this pump than it is to do the finger pump. So for me, this is easier for me, but I wanted to share that tip with you. Delana says, yes, thank you for that idea. It helped me tremendously. Now, Chastity is on. Hey, Chastity, Junkin' Jones gang, honey, I hope your foot's feeling better and you're rehabbing and you're going to come back to us soon. I will tell you, with First Step Prep, it is such a powerful cleaner that once this is done, you may have noticed, because First Step Prep is a no rinse, which means you don't have to go back with water and spray it and rinse it down to get this stuff. It is no rinse. Then, Crysta, why do you have a mason jar full of water? Well, it's not for the puppies who aren't supposed to be in here right now, Whiskey. Are you supposed to be in here? Hi, sweetness. Okay, I'm working. This is not for Whiskey to drink. What I do, because this is such a great cleaner, if you don't clean out your spray down here and run it through your sprayer, sometimes it'll clog up your sprayer. So when I am done with this, I'm going to set it in my mason jar. And I want to do this just in case somebody clicks off, they can get all the information, because I don't want them to say, well, Crysta put it in there, now my Mr. Bottle's broke. Okay. So after I'm done, I will keep it in my mason jar. I will take a rag and just spray it for just a few more minutes to circle the first step prep out of my sprayer. And that's how you've got a good sprayer and your first step prep all in one. And it's going to save your hands if you've got issues like I have with your hands. But I wanted to show you guys that. And since I always forget to do it with my patina sprays, I don't even want to hear nothing from you. I always forget to do that with my patina sprays because with your patina, you need to rinse them through as well. And I always forget them with my patina sprays. These Mr. bottles are expensive. So since, again, I am a baller on a budget, I have to make sure that I don't have to go out and buy a new Mr. bottle. So I always remember when it's my first step prep. I do not remember when it's my patina spray. So Marilyn says, great idea. Chastity said, thank you. Delana says, yeah, she looks like she belongs. Laugh out loud talking about whiskey. You're not. Okay, I'm cleaning. So, Delana says, uh-oh, I need to hopefully clean mine. Delana, yeah, you need to clean it when it's done. I know I did that on a video before, and I did not get everything there. So I didn't put all the information out for that. So hopefully I didn't mess you up. I'm going to use a lighter color towel just because this one came from another furniture artist, and it was sitting in an enclosed garage. It doesn't look that bad. Crysta, what is this? This is a sewing cabinet. As you can see, it's got the area for your baubles and your thread, but also this would make a very, very unique and beautiful jewelry cabinet. How you could take the spindles off and you can put your rings on it.
Just cool.
It's just cool. So I don't think I can get any of my rings off. It's been so long since I've taken one of my rings off. Okay. So see, you could put your rings on the baubles for the thread, and then you can hang your rings, you can hang your necklaces, you can hang your bracelets. So if somebody wanted to use this as a jewelry cabinet, they can, but the original functionality is a sewing cabinet. But it was in, and I'll clean that later.
And who's ever seen one like it? I never saw one.
I've never seen one like it, and
I think it's pretty cool.
And it's only missing one of the wooden dowels, and I didn't even look to see if it was possibly fallen in. No, it's missing. But that's okay. You can always hang something else across it. So that's what I'm working on. So I'm gonna go ahead and get these 3 pieces cleaned today. And then that way, you know, when Sue decides to steal stuff out of my inventory that I had set aside to play with, they'll already be clean for her. Because, you know, what's one more step?
Oh, is that the plan?
So
Is that how that works?
I just need to give it a few prompts to prime it because, you know, I did clean it. And because it does look like it was over this way, very, very clean. But even though they look clean, they never are. And one thing about using the Mr. bottle as well that I like is it does give me a wider view spray area. And so I just like the way the Mr. bottle works. 1 in my hand, 2 the way that it sprays. So let me see if I can show you guys. And I don't even know if this sprayer works because I think I got lazy one time and needed a couple and just this one, it's very limited. But with the, Austin, do me a favor, can you turn the fan off without turning the light off? Because the spray is, the ceiling fan is making my spray go everywhere except for where I need it. All right. So with the Mr. bottle, hopefully you'll be able to see how I get a better coverage with just one spray. And so I like using it, but you have to make sure you clean your sprayer. And it's very, very easy. So just going over the top, ookies and gookies. This one was clean. Like I said, it looked very clean, and it is. I mean, it is clean, but you're always going to get something off. And so, Papa Shorty just walked in. So you're going to hear the dogs go crazy. Every time I say Papa Shorty, it makes me think of the Smurfs, like Papa Smurf. And so very, very easy, very, very quick cleanup. What the first step prep does is that first step prep allows you to you need to clean your piece to get any oil, wax, anything like that off of it. And the shinier your piece is, the less the paint's going to adhere. And so if your piece is like raw wood or a piece that's really dull, your paint is going to stick really, really easily to it. So one of the rules, or one of the things that you notice, is that the duller your piece is for shine, the better your paint is going to adhere. You can see. So what first step prep does is that it allows you to clean off your dust and everything, and it's a degreaser, it's a deglosser, and it's going to get your paint absolutely ready to grab that paint as much as possible.
You know what I like about that better than other products that are offered? No rinsing.
I love the fact that this is a no rinse. Me too.
I usually do rinse a little bit. I'll fine mist it with the water, but I mean, this stuff is not going to refill your paint like other products I've used.
And so for me, the no rinse formula and it's a time saver as well. Yeah. I mean, who wants to go over your piece 3 or 4 times? Now, here's a tip for somebody who's thinking about doing a large project like their kitchens. If you're doing this for yourself and it's your kitchen and you've got all the time in the world, what I would recommend that you do is, if you've got those super shiny cabinets, is every time you wipe down your cabinets for like 3 to 4 months, use the first step prep. Every time you use it, what's going to happen is it's going to break down that bright gloss, high gloss finish. And every time you use it, it's going to get duller and duller and duller. So if it's your project and you are doing it, instead of freaking out right when, oh my God, I've got to prep all these cabinets, just every time for the, couple months before, get your first step prep and clean it every time. You do not want to use first step prep on your regular cleaning because it does strip your furniture. It will strip the shine off of it. This stuff is absolutely amazing for prepping your pieces of furniture to get ready to grab that paint. But remember, if you're using this on a piece that you've already painted, this is designed to take that gloss off.
That's great advice.
So just make sure that, because I've had somebody that came in and said, hey, this is such a great cleaner. I used it on my furniture. Like we did a deep clean and I used it on my furniture. My furniture's looking a little dull.
Yeah.
My heart sank because I was like, it's a deglosser. It did its job. And so I worked with her and we got her pretty much straight, and she understood that this is a prep cleaner. This is not an everyday cleaner. So she said, well, it was furniture cleaner. And I said, yeah, it's a prep cleaner. It's not Okay, so this piece is one that we pulled out of the barn, one of the barns. And it is, actually, this is the piece that I found a scorpion in.
Oh, really?
Yeah, there was a scorpion in it.
Nice.
And this has been sitting, and the other piece is back here. So we're just going to give this a quick, this one is closer, well, it is actually raw wood. It's sanded down, finished raw wood, but it doesn't have a sealer. I already took the hardware off, I'm cheating. Usually I don't take the hardware off, but this one doesn't have a bottom. So if I have to clean and there's a drawer, I leave this or I put the Ziplocs in. But since I can just go up underneath and push, I just took them off. There's no sense in doing the Ziploc when I can just grab it and clean and reach up underneath because there is nothing down here. It's open. So, and that's it. Just spritz, wipe, let dry. That is it. So if you guys, when we're done, if we've got a few minutes, and since Marilyn's on, I'll ask her permission. If you guys want to see the puppies,
Go for a puppy walk.
we'll go on a puppy walk. They are in medical quarantine right now. For 7 days. So on Sunday, they will be allowed out of medical quarantine. So I'm going to put this down so they can kind of see what I'm doing. I'm cutting your head off. Off with their head. And so again, this is a raw wood. This one is going to be fun to paint. And I'm not sure if you guys can see, actually, there's a little bit of gookies. Like I said, we pulled this one out of the barn. So I'm going to take one of my little scrubbies that we talked about and kind of see if that's surface dirt or if that is actually stained in. And a lot of that came off, which is awesome. This one has, what would you consider this to be, like a concrete? Or it's not really concrete.
It's some kind of composite.
It's some kind of, yeah,
Almost like a
composite.
chopping board composite that they.
Yeah. It's very much like chopping board composite on the top. And so whatever we do with this little table, we will be incorporating that in. Could I use my Pro Stick and prime it and paint it a different color? Yes, but it's still going to have that texture underneath. So I would just rather use it in its.
Now, it came up in one of the groups the last couple days about doing classes and painting classes, and that there would be the perfect size for teaching a class or even for somebody to do other first days.
Yes.
It's manageable.
You know, I remember that conversation. So we were discussing, Delana said like a cork top. No, it's not cork. It's like the plasticky cutting boards.
It looks like cement, but it feels like a composite.
Yes.
And look at the dirt coming off that.
I know. It's, like I
You
said,
wouldn't know.
we pulled this out of a barn. And actually I thought that it had a dark gray top to it. It's white. It's white.
Wow.
I did. I thought it was dark gray.
I did too.
Are you stuck under there? What's wrong there?
I'm in the middle of a lab, huh?
Hey, I got attacked by all five puppies.
You got attacked by all 5
I
puppies?
went in there and sat down, they all tried to bite my beard.
Oh,
Oh, until he shattered.
I know, it was devastating for him. So, all right, one more to go. Chastity said fiberglass. No, it's not
No,
fiberglass.
It's lightweight from that.
Yeah, hey Sue, here, entertain them for a second. I think I have one of those cutting boards in my kitchen.
Entertain them, she says.
Entertain them, Sue. I don't know if I have one of those white cutting boards or not.
Yeah, I don't think it's like one of those either. It is. You know what? I think it was a piece of pressboard and painted to look like granite. Can you guys see that? It's that lightweight that it's.
Sue.
I think it's like a pressboard.
But it's
They
like
painted. What texture? Look at that.
yeah, it may very well be, but this is what it feels like to me is one of these cutting boards is what I'm trying to. Oh, and I gotta get the back. I got a cobweb
Like, it
back
kind
there.
of looks like a floor tile too, but it's lighter than a floor tile.
Yeah.
There you go.
So that's what we're talking about, is that's the kind of top. Okay. We got all 5 dogs in here now.
You know what, Sue?
Also,
I think it's like a plastic, like a Dylark. You know, like what they make the castings for the inside of the bumper.
uh-huh.
All right. Here you go, baby. Can you? Never mind. So, all right, last one. I don't know where we stopped off on comments, but I'm gonna hit what I can here. Oh, Delana said, yes, that's it. I create and repaint. Says, hey, girl. I create and repaint. Said, mean you're gonna sing and dance. Delana said, my mom always had one growing up. Now I have a black one. Chastity said, yep. Renee said, yes, I agree. You do a song and dance. So, okay, we're on the last piece, and then we'll go do a puppy walk. I'll take you guys off the tripod, and then I will run you guys over the other side of the house, and you guys can see puppies. So, see, this is definitely very, very well loved throughout the years, but you can see by using the mister bottle, hopefully you can see how well the cleaner got spread across. So I love that. And this is a new, well, you can already see I got fingerprints from just wiping that little bit. And if, stuff is really coming off of it, you can go back and hit it a couple of more times. That's fine too. I am going to spray right in that area and kind of soak it. And then, where's my scrubbies? I pulled everything out and I threw it on the floor around me and not back in the, and so I'm just going to scrub on this. This is the top, and you can tell that this was a well-loved table. And so there's just a couple of little areas that look like somebody maybe have set a crayon down on that's kind of in the grain. So I'm going to use my scrubby. Anybody else do this when they're scrubbing? You gotta hold your tongue just right. Get down into that grain.
That's like the worst part of a project, but the most important.
Yes. Least fun, most important. I have had customers that have said, I don't know what I did wrong. My paint wasn't adhering. 6 months later, it's flaking. And you go back through the process, and I say, what did you clean it with? I cleaned it with, I saw somebody on the internet told me, oven cleaner.
Oh, yeah, easy off.
Really? Or I saw somebody on the internet told me I could clean it with Pledge.
Oh, no.
That's the opposite of what you should be.
English.
Or Old English. Yeah, that's like the opposite of what you should. That's putting oil on and wax on.
Yeah.
And your key to starting a good project to get your paint to adhere is to get all the ookies and gookies and oil and everything off. We do not want to put more stuff on. I had the sweetest lady when I had my store open in Garland, and she wanted me to do a custom for her, and she is the sweetest lady. And she came in and she brought the piece and she said, baby, I just want you to know, only thing you have to do now is paint it. I've cleaned it. And I said, oh, thank you. What did you clean it with? And she says, I just sprayed it down with that Indust stuff. And I made sure I got every nook and cranny. And she's just the sweetest thing. And I just thank you for that. I appreciate it. But I didn't want to hurt her feelings. I mean, she honestly was trying to do something good and thought that she was, and it broke my heart, but
10 hours later, you clean it.
It's okay for her. Did it kind of hurt my feelings, but did it cost me extra work? Yes, but it was
Yeah.
so worth it. And so one of the things I want to, and the reason that I am doing these 3 pieces, honestly, is that I can show you how quickly this prep goes. I don't have to go back and rinse. Austin, can you check, make sure puppies are good? We're gonna take a puppy walk here in just a minute.
Did you hear what Shorty said?
No,
You said you don't have feelings.
I don't have feelings. That's my husband. He ain't got nothing to say. He loves my coal black heart. I wish y'all could have seen Susan. So again, first step prep, spray on, scrubby off, allow dry. It gets all the ookies and gookies and yuckies and wax and everything else. Now, here's another tip for you. Problems that I've had throughout the years, people have asked me about when cleaning. I had one lady come in and she said, I'm not sure I painted my first piece. I cleaned it. She said, and I cleaned it very, very well. Okay. And I was like, yes, ma'am. She said, but now I've got these oval shaped, they're a little bit discolored and my paint's kind of flaking off a little bit inside these ovals. And she was a lady my age, and I asked her if she had children or grandchildren, and she said yes. I said, do they go into the area in which you have this piece that you painted? And she said, oh yeah, they're always out there when I'm painting. And I said, would you do me a favor? I said, so you know where this is going. I said, when you go home, would you please take your child, grandchild out, take their hand and go like this and see if it matches up to their fingerprints.
Boy.
And she did, and she called me back and she says, okay, explain that to me. And I said, well, you've cleaned it. You've stripped it of all the oils, the waxes, and everything. And so let me guess. And I asked her how old the grandbabies were. And she told me, they're in that 3 to 7 range, which means everything is in their mouth and on stuff and, lollipops and, Go-Gurts and that kind of stuff, right? So we had a discussion about it. And I said, the best thing that you can do is just go ahead and clean because it's going to be that way. And so I tell people that once you clean something, I clean it where it's going to be painted. These 3 pieces I know that are going to be moved around because we're not ready to paint yet. We're just cleaning. But I know that I'm going to pick up from underneath here. Or if I touch the top before I paint it, I will go ahead and just give it a quick. But I went into all these little nooks and crannies and cleaned it really well. I don't have to worry about grease and grime in there. More worried about the top. So you can go ahead and clean a piece. And then if it sits for a week or 2, just hit the top again. If you've got little ones, you might just want to give it a quick spray and wipe. So Sue, do you have anything else before we do, here we go. Before I take you guys on puppy walk, I'm going to tilt the camera down and I'm going to show you guys exactly how I clean my first step prep mason jar full of water. I'm going to take shop rag and I am going to take this and spray it, and I am going to keep spraying, and that way I'm not getting stuff all over, but I am going to keep spraying and keep spraying and keep spraying and keep spraying. And then now I've done a lot of sprays, and then I'm going to take this and I'm going to run my sprayer out of all water in it. See this? No water at all in there. Come on, finish up. Might take a minute. Okay, now I can do this and it's ready for the next time, and I am not going to mess up my Mr. bottle. So, Sue, you want to join me on puppy walk?
No, but I'd like to show them the Stella Luna blended with Gypsy. And the reason I'm doing it,
Okay. Let me see. Let me get.
off.
Okay. I am Sue's tripod, so if it's a little shaky, I'm sorry.
So I've used Stella Luna after I made molds and wood glued them on. And now I'm blending Gypsy over the top of that and taking my Stella Luna and blending it around the edges. Reason being is I'm going to use a dark color under Crysta's gilding jewels and super duper shifters. Go on. Go show your puppies.
Yeah, little. All right. So I'm going to take you in real quick and show you guys puppies. Excuse me. I've got to pick up well, there you go. Look, I got my computer.
Did you need me?
Yeah, it'd be nice.
Okay, I didn't know you needed me.
I always need you.
Yeah, she's just saying that for the camera, guys.
Whatever. Whatever. So we're going to the other side of the house, and I'll show you guys the puppies really quickly. So say hi to Shorty and Noted. Up, Whiskey.
You're mean, they attack me.
They do not attack.
You guys stay right here.
So we're going into, this is in our bedroom because they're medically quarantined, so they have to stay separate from our dogs until we can get them vetted and everything. Puppies! So there's 5. That is Knucklehead. Evo. This is Low Rider. She's the runt. This is Fat Boy. No, I don't need to explain that name. And there is Little Harley. So there you go, guys. Oh my God. I am going to let Evo just walk through the water. And so we will be on Painting with Whiskey and Women on Thursday. And
Crysta,
what
can I please come out now?
this is
Can I please come out now, please? I'll be good.
a girl, you nut job. Guys, we will see you. I'll be back on a Thursday for Whiskey and Women. And then I will be back on the Miss Lillian's page. Man, she just completely knocked me off my game. I am Crysta from Letter to Glitter, furniture artist out of Barry, Texas. Sue is from Mylo Picasso. I should have locked her in there. Sue is from Mylo Picasso. I would say she's from Barry, but obviously she's from the dog cage. And so we guys, I taught you some good about first step prep, and we will see you guys very